everyone, we're group 26 and this is our final presentation. So our first design will be the square design. It's going to be a simple one. This is a simulated graph. And this is what we printed. The main recipe was the cream cheese. So our second design is the multi-material design. The initial design was a triangle pyramid. Here is the simulated graph on the NSA viewer. The multi-material task was actually our first trial on the food printer. So here you see there are failed trials because we weren't familiar with the material, extrusion rate, and extruder moving speed. Eventually, we had made some compromises. Instead of making a pyramid, we only made a couple layers. On the right, we have our final product we had. It looks kind of ugly, but we got familiar with the machine and material after this trial. And the recipe was mainly the cream cheese on the bottom and peanut butter on top. Our final design was a spirograph. The inspiration came from lotus. We wanted to make an 8 or 10 petal lotus, but we found out that G2 and G3 command, which are arc drawing commands, was kind of hard to achieve for our printer. So we decided to make everything with straight lines. Then we have this. We implement this using different triangles. Our base was 3 rotated triangles, and then move up. As it goes up, each layer will rotate 1 degree and have reduction on side length by 1 millimeter as well. Eventually, we have our final design, a spiral pyramid made only by straight lines. This is a simulated graph of it. And this is the tryout of our simulated graph. We found out that it was kind of hard to print out the entire pyramid, so we just made only 5 layers instead of 20. And this one has a radius 20 millimeters. We found out that our trial was kind of successful, so we decided to move on to our final product. The secret recipe was the waffle cookie and basically cream cheese. We also increased the radius from 20 millimeter to 30 millimeters. Then it looks kind of nice. And this is the video. Somehow the video isn't working, but I'll attach the video along with the PowerPoint. So finally, we decided to make it more tasty. So we add a little honey in the middle to make it more like a real food. One of the lessons we learned from it is that the strength of the cream cheese wasn't strong enough to hold the honey in the middle. So you see there a little break, a little bit break on the side.
So here is the code part. I coded it by Python and read the G-code file by the Python loop. So from the outer loop, I defined for the whole geometry for shifting, and for the inner loop, the inner loop is to define the geometry. The geometry is about a sine wave and cosine wave. So we use the sine and cosine function to find some points on a circle, and so we at first find 3 points on a circle, and the angle between each point is about 114 degrees. And then it can still continue to find more points, and finally achieve multiple triangles sequentially. That's all.
So here is the G code of our spiral graph.